Hey, welcome back for another segment of Michigan Conservative Roundtable. I have Mr. Thirsty to my right.
Hello.
Mac is to my left. My name is TJ. Please like, share, and subscribe. We're slowly making our way to 1,000 subscribers. Last week, there was a Congressional Oversight Committee hearing, and I would tell you, I feel it was completely under the radar between what happened with Alec Baldwin, and then you had the Senate hearing with Merrick Garland, okay? This, I think, was totally missed. It was just completely overshadowed. But what I saw was in some regard mind-boggling, and a new state representative, a congressional representative by the name of Byron Donalds. He is from the 19th Congressional District from Florida. This guy might be my new hero. What had happened was there was a Congressional Oversight Committee hearing, and what they did was they brought in the oil executives to dress them down. They didn't like what the oil executives were saying. They weren't getting with the program as far as producing energy, clean energy, this, that, okay, and they were gonna take them to task. During the course of being taken to task, one of Mac's personal favorites, a Cori Bush out of Missouri, commenced to take them to task for their lack of minority senior leadership executives.
Yeah.
And then to say, because they didn't build facilities in the right area, obviously that was done, they were accusing them of racism for not building their facility, their refining facilities.
Everything's racist now.
In the right spot.
Well, let me address that real quick. If everything has to do with your skin color, you're the racist.
Yeah.
And even the committee chairwoman, who's a Democrat, her name is Carolyn Maloney, she was taking them to task as to how they were going to fix things, because remember, they hauled in these CEOs to take them to task, and they beat them up pretty good too. And then it became time for Byron Donalds to speak, the Republican from Florida. He is a minority, and I would really ask. You can find this on YouTube. Look up Byron Donalds, Byron Donalds, okay, and you'll see his full 5-minute rant. And he starts off saying, "I want to address the oil executives here." He goes, "I'm going to apologize for the way you've been treated here." He goes, "This is nothing but outright intimidation." And begins to launch into how the Democrats on the Oversight Committee were intimidating them. He goes, with the intimidation, this is where it got a little funny, I think. Mm-hmm. Where he goes, with the intimidation I saw here today, we need to bring in Merrick Garland.
Well, since he's so worried about intimidation at school board meetings,
yeah,
maybe he ought to be concerned about intimidation from elected public officials.
And then he asks the committee chairwoman he goes, "I would like to add to the record," he had a letter stating how he pretty much objected to their treatment. They showed a close-up of Carolyn Maloney, and she did one of these. And I thought, you know what, there's the story right there.
Yeah.
They're going to bring in these oil executives. They're going to dress them down. They're going to take them to task. Byron Donalds apologizes, calls the Democrats out for their conduct, only for her to You know?
Yeah, what they're going to do is they're going to bully them, make them change their processes, blah, 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 and then buy stock in their company.
And what happened here in this Congressional Oversight Committee hearing? Unfortunately, it was totally overshadowed. It didn't get the airplay like all the other major news stories. And Cory Bush accusing them of racism because they didn't build the refineries in the right spot. They don't have enough minority in the senior leadership.
And what is enough? Can I get that number someday, please? What's enough?
But what I wanted to do is I just wanted to mention this committee oversight hearing because I don't think a lot of people know that this just happened. Given all the other news reports that are out there.
Going back to the whole, not enough minorities or this or that. Could it possibly be if maybe the XL pipeline wasn't shut down and fracking wasn't shut down and we were...
Oh, yeah, and they were saying they were charging too much for gas. I'm glad you brought that up because that just reminded me.
Well, yeah, I mean... I
forgot.
We were energy sufficient for 4 years under Trump, and as soon as Biden takes over, now we depend on the Middle East again. They shut down, refineries.
People who chant death to America.
Yeah. They shut down refineries. They shut down the pipeline. They shut down fracking. Now they're wanting to do away with offshore drilling. And they wonder why there's not enough positions for minorities.
Well, I don't think it's got jack shit to do with minorities. I think it's got to do with you coming to them for everything you need.
Oh, come on, Mac. Everything has to do with minorities.
You know what?
Yeah.
If I lived in your house, I would live by your rules, and I would pretty much have to do as you say or live on the street. That's their end goal, to make you completely dependent upon them for everything, because then you will do as they say, you will think as they say, and if they want to kill you, they'll kill you.
That's to kind of switch lanes about like what you said. Do what they say, live how they want you to live. That's where like all these cargo ships sitting off the West Coast. People are now panic buying because there's not enough truck drivers.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Truck drivers will tell you there are more trucks on the road than there have ever been.
Yeah, trust me, I get stuck behind them every day.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot about that. But yeah, they were taking them to task because they were overcharging for gasoline prices and everything, and claiming that was another act of racism. But
gas prices are racist now.
But then when you have a minority, because Byron Donalds is a minority, when he apologizes and asks to submit a letter to go on the record stating his objection to the way they were treated, and then for this chairwoman, Carolyn Maloney. I saw that. You talk about
childish.
Wipe that smirk off your face.
And, let me go back to, because you said she is one of my favorite people, Cory Bush. This is a person who endorsed the assassination of the President of the United States, by the way.
You know what? She's a BLM activist and a pastor.
Oh, that says it all right.
She's a pastor.
Yeah.
And when I read she was a pastor, I wanted to say of what kind of church.
The Church of Conservatism. I'm Pastor Mac.
So
you're my flock.
She's a bad person.
I will fleece you.
I'll tell you, she's a bad person.
You can get ordained online.
I know you can.
Be Father Mac.
Father Mac. All right.
Or we can make that your rap name, Father Mac.
So, in any event, I just wanted to mention a news blip which was completely under the radar with the vast majority of folks out there, I believe, and just thank goodness we still have some decent people willing to stick up for what's right. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Byron Donalds, he. And to tell you about his, because he only had 5 minutes. He asked him like one question. He said, "Are you doing the best job you can?" To which they all said yes. That was really the only question he asked him. He spent the rest of his 5 minutes taking the Democrats to task for the way they were treating these oil company executives. That's how he spent his 5 minutes. And bravo to Byron Donalds, I'll tell you. So, and I just had to talk about it.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Nope. Got it.
All right, as always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.